How was practice?
How did I know? It was actually pretty physical. Corey Lemonnier is coming off that edge. I mean, he's something to see. He and D Ford are really impressive. For us, they're giving us a great look. We did a lot of blitz work today, and to see how quick guys would think and react. And for the most part, it was pretty good matchups out there. And so it went really well. We better look at the tape to see how well it's executed. Because for us, we're so young, guys, fundamentals don't have to take over. Because everybody's got good players in this league. And what we're trying to tell our guys is the young players got to understand that the fundamentals, when all things are equal, what could be the difference in winning and losing on each play. And some of them haven't realized that yet. Some of them just trying to get lined up. Some of them's head is swimming, trying to breathe every play. But once they get these fundamentals down, I really think that we have a chance to be pretty decent.
How close do you, wide receiver, to locking down on like maybe your top 4 or 5 guys?
I think I got 5. That's it. Is there more than 5 in my room? No, actually, in our offense it's different because I have to find out who can run the best route at different positions. And so it's a little bit more difficult, but at the same time, until you find out who your starting quarterback's going to be, timing and things like that, all those things make a difference. And I'm sure we're close to getting that done. But at the same time, once we name that person and then let them rep together, timing and all that will work out. But right now, it's more execution of play. So the question that you asked will be answered further down past the scrimmages once we know exactly who's going to be throwing and obviously who's going to be catching it at the end.
I'm interested to see how Travon does now that he's completely healthy. How does he look so far this August?
He really looks good. Travon's grown up a bunch. For him, just that 1 year of experience, even though he didn't get to play much, but being in that game, he understands what it takes, and he's done a great job of staying out to training. That was one of his problems, being injured, nicked up. But Travon's such a great kid. He's always afraid that he's going to let you down. Coach, I'm sorry. If he runs the play wrong or busts something, it's, Coach, I'm so sorry. I let you down. It ain't letting me down. You're letting the whole team down. You're letting all the Auburn fans down. You're letting everybody down. And more so, you're letting yourself down. So go out there and execute. What we can't do is keep correcting you on the same thing. And for Travon, people are always going to try him because of his size. They're going to try to bully him or run at him when he's out there having the block, and that's where he's got to improve. With that ball in his hand, he's pretty good. What we got to get him better at is on our end of it, he's got to be able to block on that perimeter. We're not going to accept anything less, or he won't be out there. But he's a competitive kid, and he's a kid that really wants to please, and sometimes to a fault because he's so down on himself that you have to bring him back. But he's getting better at that, and I tell you, the guys around him have done a good job of keeping him in the fold and keeping him encouraged. Here's my deal. Get one of the best players in space the ball. And that's what Travon is really good at. I mean, he gets you in space, you're going to have a tough time the first guy making that play because he has that type of ability. I'd like to say I had a drill for that, but I don't. He was born with that. And just being honest, in space, he can make things happen. And on kickoff return, on punt return, reverses, we're going to find ways to get Travon to read the football as long as he can handle the mental side of it. And then again, we can't put him out there just for those type of plays. He's got a big guy that can block as well, like we talked about. His problem is he's always matched up on a middle linebacker that usually weighs 30 more pounds than him. But he's got to get into the position to give himself a chance. If you run up on a guy that big and you're not low, he's going to run over you. And that's something he hasn't figured out yet. He's been run over 3 times. If I get hit by a bus, I know not to step out there next time. I'm just going to wait for the next one. So, but Travon is such a competitor. He's going to go out there and give it his best. So.
How did the receivers do in the scrimmage Wednesday?
No, they did. Parts of the scrimmage were different. What we call the dirty show, where there's just blitz pick up all the time. And in that part where the pressure's there, I thought they did really well. We had some young guys that had opportunities to make some plays that didn't, but we had some older guys that did make some plays. And for me, making plays is not just catching the football. Those guys blocking on the perimeter, guys, that's the first thing I want to fix. We're going to make sure that we can block on the perimeter. We're going to have a physical edge to ourselves when we block on the perimeter. And then catching the football is like giving your dog a bone. He's excited about that. That's not hard to do. But what we got to get better at is in tight windows. When somebody's in our face and somebody's hanging all over us to make a play. Because if we don't, you're going to see another guy in the box. You're going to see another guy in the box. And pretty soon we have to be in the wishbone. There'll be so many guys in the box. And I tell our guys, the best 11 are going to play. You need to make it to where we have to put you on the field so that you can go make plays. So scrimmage-wise, when they graded out passing for me. There was a few guys that had some things they could improve on as far as making the play on the perimeter. But overall, I thought they did pretty good.
How about Jalen Dixon? How's he?
Jalen's doing really well. I've been, just to be honest, really surprised because he'll tell you when he first got here, I didn't know how tough he was. I knew the program that he came out as a tough program. I didn't know how tough he was. And coming out and playing on that perimeter is a lot different than what he was doing at tight end and things like that. But guys, he made a nice catch for a touchdown and a nice grab between two defenders and never flinched. He ran a route and kind of got set up, and the corner really crushed him. And the best thing about him is he jumped right back up, went another play, and then came back, and he could barely breathe. But we had to take him off the field. He didn't take himself off, and that tells you that he has some toughness to him. And when he blocks, just watch him on the perimeter. You get a chance. He's pretty physical. So once he learns exactly what to do, he's going to be a really good player.
You expect all those freshmen to play somewhere else?
And I don't plan on saving anybody for the next coach. I'm going to try to play them all if they allow me to. And they're talented enough that they should be able to contribute in some different ways. And, again, I'm not going to burn somebody's year just for 2 or 3 plays, but some of those guys can run tunnel screens and bubbles and do some things that they can help us with. And we need all hands on deck. I mean, we're only playing with 72 scholarship players. We need to bring them all.